everyone, welcome to the Joe's Bus Train Plane Adventures YouTube channel, and I hope that you are all well. Today's video is going to be the 229 service from Dudley down towards Bilston, which is operated by Darton Bus and has been with Darton Bus since 2017, since they took over the route from Arriva Midlands North, which used to operate on their former Wensfield depot. And of course the 223 was also Arriva Wensfield at one time, but we're focusing on the 229 today. Now we was going to do the 229 in 2020, which was basically the year of COVID, but we couldn't due to the restrictions. So we tried to do it in 2021, the previous year, but we couldn't still because of the variants. But now there's no sign of it, even though it's still around, but it's not as bad than it was. So we're doing the 229 from Dudley down to Bilston today. Now the buses you'll find on the 229 is mixtures like KDL Enviro 200s or Test Solos, sometimes Mercedes-Benz Stratas, sometimes they put on Volvo B7RLE Round Eclipse Urbans, Baxton Centros, right street lights, and of course right pulsars. And of course they also use the electric Claxton Centros as well. So we're going to see what bus it's going to be, and of course occasion, but it's only rare now that they put Denny Star SLFs on Claxton pointers, because as you know, a lot of the Denny Star buses are now coming to the end of their era, because the Denny, and of course I am a massive fan of the Denny Star buses, but all the Darts are now going for good. So it is a shame to see the loss of the lovely Denny Star buses. So as you can tell, I'm on the number 6 heading up towards Dudley. So we're heading towards Dudley on the number 6 National Express West Midlands on the Stourbridge. So just on our way to Dudley. So I'll see you at Dudley bus station. So then we're now travelling up the Duncan Edwards way. So we are competing with the Dyno 226. As we're on our way towards Dudley. So there's Top Church in the background. So this is going to be exciting, doing the 229 service today all the way to Bilston. So we are just nearly at the town. So Top Church was just in our background, St Thomas's, Top Church as it's known, and then of course Bottom Church is on the other side, which is St Edmunds, but you'll see that on the 229. So we're coming to traffic lights. Hopefully they'll remain on green as we head into Dudley. Yes, they are remaining on green. So we just cross the Wellington Road. So then we are just now, so the time is now 12 o'clock. So it's now 12 o'clock, lunchtime, Dudley. It's a lovely day outside there today. So there is Top Church just coming in on the approach. So we'll be going on the 229. Now this service goes. So then here we are, just arriving. So we're just now arriving into the town of Dudley. So there's the venue, restaurants, cuisine, the buffet as well, and of course there's the old Co-op department store building. So that's the old Co-op building right there, still in its original condition. So now we are just at traffic lights, and then we're going to turn to the left. So here we go, we are now turning to the left, and we are going round the back of Dudley Town, which is on the left hand. So Dudley Town is now on our left as we're coming into Hill Street. Also getting the Flood Street and just rattling over on the cobbles. So there's the Wilkinsons. There's Wilkinsons on the left hand side, the back of Wilkinsons, and there's the Cousins Furniture Centre, well, furniture shop, and the long entry would be on our left. So we're now at traffic lights. So we're at some traffic. So we're at a temporary traffic lights, and also coming here soon is going to be the metro line, which will link up with the bus services. Because as you know, the Dudley bus station has been there for some time. It's crumbling, and it will soon have a multi-million-pound makeover. So it will be improved. So we are just now coming into the town centre. So just ignore that cough going on. So here we go. We are just waiting. Further clearance, and then we'll be able to move on up to the Churchill Centre, moving up into the Churchill Precinct. So we're moving up into the Churchill Precinct. So just passing is the 226 Branded Street light. That's heading to Mary Hill Shopping Centre. So that has just left the bus station in Dudley. So here we are, just arriving at the Churchill Precinct. At the Churchill Precinct. So the precinct, the visitors see you at the bus station interchange. So then, we're now on board the 229 and we've got a Pulsar. Very nice bus. And of course, this Pulsar used to be a Clarabelle's bus. As you know, Clarabelle's had a load of batch of Pulsars, but now Clarabelle's has been bought by Diamond. And it's really nice to see some Pulsars with Diamond around the West Midlands. Well, they did have two previously at Redditch, but one of them had gone over to Midland Classic, which is now being bought by Diamond, branded as Diamond Bus East Midlands. And they're based in Burton upon Trent. So we're just now leaving Dudley bus station and we're heading down towards Bilston. So we're going to go via the Sandwell region. That will include the likes of Tipton. Then we're going to go up into Sedgley and then Coseley, all known as Coseley, before heading our way to proceed towards the town of Bilston. Now this bus here carries the West Midlands bus branding, but it's not yet decided what it will be in the partnership on. Might be the 42, 43, or maybe 31, 32, or maybe the 40. Which is, so I just dropped the camera at the moment because it is a bit busy in Dudley Town. So it might be branded on 40 or might be, oh you never know, they might come to not partnership route. So then, here we go. We are just now proceeding out of Dudley. So we're now going through the town. So we are just now heading along. So just enjoy the video as we head out of the town of Dudley, and we're heading towards Bilston. So there is St Edmund's Church. It's right there. So the journey's going. So here we go. We're just going past. That's the original original entrance to Dudley bus station, but that is closed off due to the works that's taking place on these tracks here, which are part of the metro. It's been taking a long time. It's been a prolonged period of time that's going on. That's because of the metro that's going on. So hopefully, all being well, it should be a good new transport link into the town of Dudley. So there's the station hotel. So we're now getting over the track. So we're now at temporary traffic lights. Now, as you know, it does. Now, delays do have to call. Now, roadworks are really important to make sure that they are up to date. So glad we're now on a pulsar. Now, the only pulsars on road before Diamond was with Arriva Midlands. And of course, Minsterley had some pulsars as well, Minsterley Motors, based in Shrewsbury. So we are just now at the roundabout. That down there goes towards the Burntree Island, and that is on the 126 route towards Birmingham, and the 42 to West Brom through Tipton. You may be thinking, wait, the 42 would have gone past the route we're taking, but however, it takes a different route, the 42. And of course, you've got the 74 towards Birmingham, along with the 87 as well. Patient at the traffic lights before we head onto the roundabout, and we're going to turn to the left, and we're going to be going past the Black Country Living Museum, which is Dudley's popular tourism attraction across the Black Country. So lights are going to show green shortly, so we're going to go on to amber and then on to green. Then we can then proceed down past the side of Castle Gate. Sadly, we can't view the Black Country Living Museum because due to the fact that's on the opposite side. But I'm just hoping that you're enjoying the journey so far on these BDL SP200 light pulsar buses. There's the 74, well, would have shown the 74, well the 74's just gone past, that's just come from Birmingham, Brum, into Dudley. All buses are taking a different route on this end at the moment due to the road closure as well. So then, here we go, we are now heading into another set of traffic lights before we can head straight down this dual carriageway. Anyway, so traffic lights are now changed to green so we can proceed further on. So just enjoy the video, guys. A 3132 branded Volvo B7, I believe, right to Clipservan Volvo on the 11s to Dudley only, not to Merry Hill. And the 3132 is also combined with Russell Express as well as Diamond. There's the Dudley Guest Hospital, because we just, as we're passing the Black Country Living Museum down towards the Tipton Crossroads, as we head into the gateway for Tipton. Now we're coming to a slow halt. So we're now over the Tipton Crossroads. So we're now coming into Tipton. So Tipton's coming up. So there's the canal, and that we're just passing a right street light, DF, door forward. service back towards Dudley. As you know, the bus, as you know, this route does tend to take Euro 6 motors on now, because due to the fact that everything should now be Euro 6 compliant. They did have up-care solos on this one, but it only appears now and again. But it's only hard that you can get, it's hardly you can get darts on this route now, because most of the darts are going to go to be withdrawn. The 11A route is now has been now split now, so the 11A go on to a different part of Tipton, while we're taking this line to go towards Tipton. Now this does a bit of a loop around this area, so this does a bit of vice versa. So we come out on the other side, so we're now doing what is known as the circle line. Not the circle line on the London Underground, but it's just like it goes in a loop. So we've now left Dudley and we're now in Sandwell. Now, when 229 was with Diamond before, it used commanders as well. Well, when Diamond had it off the Reaver, they had a cadet, a commander. They had a bit of everything on this route, even the Reaver darts. Now, the Reaver darts are brilliant buses, but sadly they've been withdrawn from when the Melostratas came to service. So we're now approaching Tipton. So we're now coming to Tipton, which is within Sandwell. So this is Tipton coming up. So now coming up towards Tipton. So we're now within Sandwell now. So this is Sandwell. So there's a bus stop there. That bus stop is not in use. That is not served by. No bus ever stops at that bus stop. There might have been a bus service that stopped there at one time, but it doesn't. But there isn't one anymore. Here we are, coming into the approach to Tipton. So then, guys, we're now coming in towards Tipton. So we're now coming towards Tipton. So we're now joined up with the 42 service that runs from West Bromwich. So 42 service comes through here as well. So as you can probably notice, now if you are travelling on one of these Pulsars, you might notice that we've still got the Claravel buses stickers on, as well as the Diamond bus stickers, because I've not yet taken them down, but it's interesting to see you've still got Claravel stickers, however the interior remains the same. So we're now over Tipton. So you can hear the beep, that means doors that have a special sensor on the bus. So possible. So anyway, we're now coming towards the Birch, so we're now going up the Birch as we approach Tipton, just by the Tipton Christian Church. Now I do apologise if I couldn't get the 580 done for this week, but hopefully in 2 weeks time we should get it back up on service. That's only provided if the train services with the strike, because due to the fact the trains are going on strike again, because, well, they were going to do it this week, but however, due to the Queen's funeral, it's been postponed. So we are now in Tipton. So this is Tipton. So welcome to Tipton, which is on the Sandwell region. So we're now at Tipton. So I believe that building there used to be a supermarket at one time as well. So it used to be might have been like a co-op or Sunfields or Iceland, but there's not many variety of shops here in Tipton anyway. It's just like a small town. Now, as you probably know, like, these lanes are a bit tight, especially for a bigger size bus like this one. So I'm just like dropping down for a bit until clearance is done. So anyway, we're now. So this is Tipton, of course Tipton also has its link with the trains, with West Midlands Railway services, and there's the train station just over there, Tipton, where you can catch trains to the likes of Wolverhampton, well, Liverpool sometimes, and also to places like Wolverhampton, Liverpool, Birmingham, Warsaw. Tipton. So then we are just now in the High Street of Tipton. So we're just by the Christ Church of Tipton there. So Christ Church of Tipton has just gone past. So gone past Christ Church Tipton. So there's Tipton Town Centre. So there's the of course you've got the 22 that also comes through here as well. That's a circular service that used to run to Wolverhampton after that service, but it only runs Tipton to Ensbury and made it into a circular because the 22 got replaced by the Bangor buses 52, but however the 52 experienced low patronage and was then replaced by the 81 by taking over the daytime service from National Express West Midlands, and that brought Bangor back into Dudley as well, since they withdrew the 82 service, because the 82 used to be their version of the National Express 82. Diamond do, and of course on the night time and Sundays the 229 interworks with the 82 Dudley to Wolverhampton, so National Express don't do the 82 Sundays and nights, they only do the daytimes, Mondays to Saturdays. Of course these pulsars are also usually are likely to be seen out in the Tamworth area, running the service 76 from Sutton Coldfield to Tamworth, the Gooseton to 75 Sutton Coldfield to Birmingham International Interchange for Birmingham's NEC, the Resorts World and Resorts World Arena, and also connected to the Air Rail Link shuttle train to Birmingham Airport. And just right here is the Meadow Rocks, Black Country place here. Now there's not many of them left now because the one in Worsley is now gone. I think this is now abandoned. It is a pie factory as well. Got famous big on it. So it's really interesting to see. Yeah, it still exists. Bit of a bump earlier. So we're now going under part of what used to be an old railway bridge link bridge where the trains used to go over. So there's Coseley, this is Coseley New Village going on there. Until the year 2019, from when they lost the tender to National Express West Midlands. But then National Express West Midlands shortened the 24 only to run between Maryhill and Dudley, and that meant the commercial 14 service took its place. So then we are now so we're now crossing for the Birmingham New Road. So Sedgley Road West, Birmingham New Road, 14 and the 229. The 14 turns left to go towards Dudley. But however, we're now joining on to the Bangor 81 service that goes towards Wolverhampton. And of course, National Express still do the 81, but only do the evenings and Sundays. Even bank holiday services, because bank holidays are referred to as Sunday timetables for all services. So here we are. We're now combined up with the, so we're now going to be heading up towards Sedgley now. So we're going to go to Sedgley now. So I hope you're enjoying this video. We do apologise that we've dropped numbers of subscribers over the last few days, but we should get them back up again. We should get them back up and running, so I just hope you're going to enjoy more videos here on the channel. So now the 81 has now split, that's going over towards that's now heading towards Roseville. Autumn Friday today as well, lovely autumn day, clear skies, no rain today, so it's all good. So now at the Hungry Horse. Okay, so we're just by the Bramford Arms, so we're now going up the Tipton Road. Now the Tipton Road is going to take us up into Sedgley, so we're now going to go up into Sedgley, which is just at the top of this hill. So we're going to go up into Sedgley, and we'll be joined up with the number 1 service. That's the Dudley down to Tettenhall Wood service. It goes to Tettenhall, and of course the 2727A also serves Sedgley, Dudley to Wolverhampton through Cornwall Wood. And of course the 223 also comes through Sedgley, and that's the Dudley to Bilston through Cornwall Wood. And then of course Sedgley's the start of the 224 service to Bilston. So the 224 comes to Sedgley. Now I will be covering the 223 and the 224 very soon. I will be doing the new version of the 223 because I did it before when it was during the COVID pandemic and the restrictions, the social distancing, and of course the wearing of face covering, face masks. So we are just heading up. So that was like the use. So I was talking about the 223. So as you know, the 223 was videoed during 2020 during the COVID pandemic, because it was during the pandemic when we were wearing face masks covering. Oh, and here comes another pulsar. This time working the 229 back towards Dudley. That one's in the brighter diamond livery as well, so that's on the brighter diamond livery. a different livery compared to so that's a different livery compared to this one, but the interior is the same. One of the other diamond buses is the one that has the orange handrails with the blue seats, just like the old 2840 bus, which was an Octane Solo of Diamond. So this is Sedgley, so we're now arriving into Sedgley. So we're now coming into Sedgley High Street, and we're just by the Asda store. So just right by Sedgley Asda, because there's an Asda here in Sedgley as well. So we've got Asda and Sedgley. Well, we've got Asda, and then of course you've got the Iceland Foods, and then you've got the Cocktail Market. The Asda here used to be known as the Cooperative. The Cooperative have closed multiple stores and replaced them with certain stores. You do have a Greggs here as well, and of course got local, but the rest of the shops here are independent shops, so the rest are all independents. So here we are in Sedgley. So then guys, we are now in Sedgley. So we're now in Sedgley area on the service 229, and we're heading down towards Bilston, so we're going to go via Roseville and Coseley. So I just hope you're enjoying the journey so far here on Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures, the best YouTube channel that you can name of all time. So we're going to carry on the 229 heading towards Bilston. So we're just leaving Sedgley High Street, so we're just coming out of Sedgley High Street. So we're coming out of Sedgley High Street, and we're going to head towards Bilston via Coseley, or Coseley as it's known. So we're just going past the Penny Farthing Arcade. So we're going past the Penny Farthing Arcade. So we just passed the Enviro 400 on the number 1 service that's coming from Tetnallwood towards Dudley. So I just hope that you're enjoying the journey so far. It's been, I know we've had a drop in subscribers, but we should soon get that back up and running. So don't worry guys, we will get that back up and running, and I will make sure that this channel does not lose. So as you know, it shouldn't lose, because it's the best channel that you can name of all time, Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. So we will be maintaining the channel, so more videos are going to follow, so we will continue to maintain it. And so I will be doing more videos in the week after. We am hoping to do the 223 that goes by Gornal Wood, so we're hoping for the 223. Even though we did it during the COVID, but we are probably going to do it in the next 2 weeks, because when we did it during the COVID, we had a Mercedes-Benz Melostrata, and that was probably one of the only videos I could have done at an accurate time during, which was a proper version, because the rest were rediscovered, also because of the COVID that was affecting the channel. So we had to try our best to try and sort something out to keep the YouTube channel afloat, and we will continue to keep the channel afloat. So we will continue to maintain the channel at all costs. So there will be more YouTube videos to come, so I will continue to update the channel, so we will maintain it. So we are at 873, so that meant we did have a drop in subscribers, but don't worry guys, we are going to get that fixed, and we will make sure that the channel is back on its feet. So it's so nice that we've got a pulsar on the service 229 down towards Bilston. So it is great that we got a pulsar on the 229 heading towards Bilston, and we have got. So it is great that you do get a load of different buses on the 229 because you got so you got Plaxton Centros, all sorts. So, and you can even track it not only on the Diamond Bus website, you can even track it on a website that's also known as Bus Times. And Bus Times, they track all the other operators around the UK. That all depends on if it's linked in with anything. Like recently we've had Lakeside coaches add on, and also the other operator who did it, like Midsterley Motors, and of course Aston's have added. So 229, as you probably know, at present now we've got a Mercedes-Benz Melostrata that's now on, a Plaxton Centro, a Street Light, a Pulsar, so we've had the Pulsar on. Also we got the Street Light as well, so I had a Pulsar, Street Light, and of course an Optare Solo. So as you know, there's an Optare Solo that's now on, but that's only on for the evening trips, because as you know, evening journeys on the 229 into work with the 82 to Wolverhampton, because National Express don't do the late nights and Sundays on the 82, so Diamond do it, and that is interesting. I've done that before. And of course, as you know, the 530 is now Diamond, so Diamond are now doing the 530, and that has got a Mercedes-Benz Melostrata on now. So that has got a Mercedes-Benz Melostrata on. And so we're on our way. So there's a Melostrata on. So in the Kidderminster area, on the 52, got an ADL Enviro 200 on it. So there's an ADL Enviro 200 on the 52. 52A, there's a street light. Well, there's two street lights on the 52A. So there's two street lights on the 52A. So that is good because they're Euro 6. On the 10s there's a Plaxton Centro and of course an Optare Metro City. 8s from Royal Range to Hales Park, there's two buses on. Got an Optare Solo and an ADL Enviro 200. On the 7s there is Volvo B7R Rally Plaxton Centro. On the 4s, let me check the 4 for you. It's Volvo B7R Rally Right Eclipse Urban Body. So that's on the 4s. Out on the 3s, there's 4 buses in total. A street light, which was originally an allocation to the 125. An ADL Enviro 200. So there's actually 3 ADL Enviro 200s on the route, which are also ex-Johnson's buses and ex-Redditch ones. So out on the 002, which runs Merry Hill, so we've got Volvo B7R Rally Right Eclipse Urban, Dennis Dart, which is really interesting because there's not many Dennis Darts left now. And Enviro 300, which is the Transbus ADL Enviro 300, there's not many left now. Volvo V7R Rally Right Eclipse Urban Body. And also there's a Pulsar on, which is ex-Clarabells. As you know, all these Pulsars are ex-Clarabell buses. And of course, as well as that, there's an Optare Versa, so there's a Versa also on the 002. On the 9s in Kidderminster, 9A and 9C, it's an Optare Solo. So on the 15, let me just check the 15 for you. Oh, on the 15 today, it's an Optare Solo SR. On the 20s in Albury, I think that's now finished. Yeah, those routes are finished, so they might have been worked by Mercedes Benz Melostratas. On the 22 is the electric Plaxton Centro. Well, the MAN Plaxton Centro. So the MAN Plaxton Centro is on the 22. On the 23, oh, that's now logged off. So on the 35, well, that doesn't exist anymore. So on the 35A, so there's 2 buses on in total. There's a There's a Volvo V7 RLE Plaxton Centro, and of course another Plaxton Centro Volvo V7 RLE. So it seems to be that all Plaxton Centros tend to do those routes now. So anyway, we're now coming into Roseville. So we're coming into the Roseville Shopping Centre. So we're now coming into the Roseville Shopping Centre. So carrying on with the fleet check, so we've got a street light out on the 40, so there's a 40 branded street light, and of course a Volvo B7 RLE Right Eclipse Urban, so that's on the 40. On the 41s, it is a Mela Strata, just get off that. On the 41A, it's also a Mela Strata, because as you know that is now paid to work a Mercedes-Benz Mela Strata. On the 42 to West Brom from Dudley, it's the Volvo B7 RLE Right Eclipse Urban, carrying the branding for the 42 route. So the 42 is always Volvo B7 RLE Right Eclipse Urbans. This bus is still got no branding on it, but even though it's got West Midlands bus on, but it's still not received the branding. Don't know if it's going to be on a partnership route, don't know what it's going to be. And out on the 50 to Maypole, it's a street light, because as you know Tividale Depot do the 50 as well as Redditch now. Redditch only do it on Sundays at certain times. So Redditch do quite a few do the route now, so they now operate it. So on the 401E, that service is now finished. So let me check the 4H for you. Anyway, we're now on our way back on our way down towards Bilston. So on the 4H, there is a Plaxton Centro. There is a Man Plaxton Centro. And of course a Dennis Dart bus. So there's a Dennis Dart, an Optare Solo, Versa, Enviro 200, which is actually their oldest ADL Enviro 200, 30852, and that is a Volvo B7 RLE Right Eclipse Urban, and of course another Volvo B7 RLE Right Eclipse Urban. So on the 4s, so the 4s is Optare Solo, so there's an Optare Solo. So anyway, here we are at the turn off point, so we're now going to head along. So here we are now in Coseley area, so we'll soon be heading in towards Bilston, or Bilstone as it's said. Enjoy.
Right, left, so we're going to the left, so I'm going to turn to the left. Going downwards. Now the lanes are so narrow and small, but luckily this pulsar can get through, because big buses can easily get through. It's not like a country lane. Bilston. Now Bilston, there's only a few operators there now. You've got the Warsaw Community Transport, you've got Let's Go, you've got Diamond, you've got Nass Express, you've got Banger. You did have Tandy, but Tandy have recently gone bust. And Tandy used to do the Warsaw services, the 37 and 334. Well, no, 37 went now the 37 never went to 334, but we got 34. So now massive warehouse, a Poundland warehouse distribution centre here. So it's great that there's a Poundland warehouse here as well. So there's the Highfields. So we've just come across the Highfields. Not the Highfields in Stafford. So this bus, so the time is now 12:56, and wow, we made good record time to get into Bilston. So welcome to Bilston. So we're now just arrived into Bilston. So there's now arrived into Bilston. So welcome guys to Bilston. So welcome to Bilston. Hope you enjoyed the journey all the way from Dudley. So just now arrived into Bilston. From where the student has completed its trip all the way from Dudley. So the next video we might be looking at doing is the 223, but the 223 is currently going to be under investigation. I wonder if we might do it maybe in the next week. Might be doing it the week after. Don't know for sure yet, but I'll update this channel as soon as possible. Course just started is a 25. The 25 goes from Pendleford to Wolverhampton, and that is a Volvo B7RE with a right eclipse urban body. Now it's all right eclipse urban bodies on the 25 route, it's always that. So here we are, into Bilston. So welcome to Bilston. Just hope you enjoy the journey, and of course, that's it from us now. Just try and find them adventures. Hope you all have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. And I'll see you in the next upcoming week for whatever buses we'll upload in the next upcoming week. So welcome to Bilston. We are now arriving into Bilston. This is Bilston. So there's the Williams Leisure Centre here in Bilston. And just over there is the Morrisons. There's a Morrisons here in Bilston. You used to have a clock in the tower, but they've actually covered it so it can include the Morrisons logo. So it's like a good Morrisons here. Bilston Morrisons. So here we are in Bilston. Thank you for watching. So we're just now arriving onto the stand. So there's a Scania going towards Warsaw. 34. So here we are. Welcome guys to Bilston. Here we are in Bilston.